Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel Island Daily. My name is Dr. Eamon, and I'm an optometrist. And today we're going to learn optics of sphere and cylinder. We know that we have two different types of lenses, which is a sphere and a cylinder. A sphere is a lens which will contain power, same power, in all meridians. And cylinder is a lens which will contain power in only one meridian. Now let's say we have a sphere of +2 diopter sphere. This will mean that it will contain +2 diopters in all of the meridians, right? Now if I say that I have a +2 diopter cylinder at 90 axis, this will mean that I have +2 diopter cylinder at 180 degrees and zero power at its axis, which is 90 degrees, right? Now, to make it more understandable, we know that an emmetropic eye holds a power of 58 diopters, right? First, we are going to discuss sphere. Now, let's say if I have 56 diopters here, 56 diopters here, 56 diopters here, and 56 diopters here. What does this mean? That the eye is has undergone hypermetropia, right? And to make this person emmetropic, we will add +2 diopters, right? Now, if I place a +2 diopter lens in front of this eye, this will add to the power of the eye and it will become 58 diopters in all meridians. Similarly, if I have an eye of 60 diopters, say, right? Now, if I want to make this person emmetropic, what will I do? I will place a -2 diopter spheral lens so that I can make this power 58 diopters, right? So this was the concept of sphere. Now let's come to the cylinder. So why not we first take an actual cylinder to understand the concept of a cylindrical lens? So this is actually a cylinder, and if I take its cross section, what will I get? This is a superior view of a cylinder. You can see that this meridian is more curved. Let's say it's a 180-degree meridian, which is more curved, and you can see that this point right here is actually uncurved. So this point is actually the 180-degree meridian, which is more curved, and this point from which the light rays will not deviate are called, this point is the 90-degree point, right? Now, let's make it more easy for you to understand. I'm taking the previous example, which is +2 diopter cylinder at 90 axis. This means that I have full power of 2 diopter cylinder at 180 degrees, right? And I have zero power at its axis, which is 90 degrees, right? Now, what do we have at these points? At this point, I will have plus 1 diopter cylinder. This is a point where power is 0. And at this point, I will have plus 1 diopter cylinder and plus 1 diopter cylinder, right? Now, going, and at this point, I will have plus 1.5 diopter cylinder, right? And at this point, I will have plus 0.5. What was the purpose of making this whole picture? The purpose was to make you understand how the power is actually reducing when it is going closer to its axis. See how the power is actually gradually reducing when it is going closer to its axis. Now, let's take let's see this picture again. This was the 90-degree axis and this was the 180-degree axis, right? Now, if I take, we know that between 90 degrees and 180 degrees, we also have further, this was 180 and this was 0 degrees. We will have 10 degree, 20 degree, 30 degree, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90, right? And so onwards, 100, 110, 120, and so on, right? Now, if the power is actually, if you make this picture, right? What does this depict? The power here at 90 is 0. However, it is slightly raising when it is going closer towards the meridian. See how this point is actually uncurved and slightly it is bending towards the most curved meridian, right? Can you see that? How it is bending towards the most curved meridian. So that's why the power is actually adding one by one, slightly smoothly, the power is adding when it is traveling towards meridian, right? Now, let's talk about a spheral cylinder. We know that we have mixed astigmatism, we have compound astigmatism, and we have simple astigmatism. Now, what does this mean? This means that in simple astigmatism, we will only have a one cylinder, we will only have one focal point, which will be either plus or minus, right? In compound astigmatism, we will have two multifocal points, but two of them will be of same power, which will be they will be either plus or they will be either minus, right? And in mixed astigmatism, we will have one we will have one plus and we will have one minus, right? Now, I have explained to you phenomenon of simple astigmatism. Now let's get towards compound astigmatism. Now, this is a cornea and we have 56 diopters at 90 axis and 54 power at 180 axis. At this point, we will have 55, right? And what will be in between? At this point, we will have 55.5, right? And at this point, we will have 54.5, right? But majorly, we have this 90 axis and this is the 180 axis, right? Now, what am I going to do? Either I'm going to place a plus 4 diopter sphere or either with plus 4 diopter sphere with a minus 2 cylinder, or either I'm going to place a plus 2 sphere or a plus 2 cylinder, which is the idea of compound astigmatism. So I'm going to discuss this possibility right now. So now I have placed a plus 2 diopter sphere, right? Now what will be the power? Here I have 58, right? The patient has become emmetrope at this point. This point is neutralized, right? At this, the patient will have, let's talk about this one. The power has become 57, and this power has become 56, 57, 56, 50, sorry, 56, 57, right? And 57, right? Now this point has become neutralized. This has become close to neutralization, and this still requires some power, right? Now what am I going to do? Now I only want power in one meridian. Now this explains that I am going to place a cylinder, right? At what axis? I'm going to place a cylinder at 90 axis, which will have zero power, and it will gradually increase and will supply full power at the 180 degrees, which is its meridian. Now what am I going to do? I am going to place, this has become 56. This meridian 180 degree has become 56. Now I need a plus 2 diopter cylinder. At what axis? I need power at 180 degree meridians. So I'm going to place at 90 axis, right? So now I'm going to place a cylinder at 90 axis, right? I have placed it at 90 axis, and now what? The power will be plus 2 diopter cylinder here, which means that this 56 has now become 58, right? Now this point has also become neutralized. What will I will have here? Plus 1, which means now 57 has become 58, right? This 57 has become 58 and this 57 has become 58. Now, So now this whole eye has become 58 diopter, which is we have made this eye emetropic, right? So now let's take an example. No, first, if we want to transpose this, now let's take this example again. After that, the students ask, "What now? How do we transpose, and how the transposition fits in this scenario?" So we have considered that we have 56 diopters right here and 54 diopters right here, right? Now let's say if I want to place a plus 4, if I want to place a plus 4 diopter sphere lens in front of this eye, now what will be the power? This will become 58, right? This will become 60, right? And right here, we will have 59, right? And so on. I'm not going to point at these little points so to make it less cluttered, right? So now this meridian has become hyperopic and this has been neutralized. So what I have placed a 4 diopter sphere, right? Now, what do I need? To make this power less, I'm going to need this right here is 60. I'm going to need a minus 2 diopter cylinder at what axis? Now, the power is mainly I want to reduce power at 90 degrees. So I am going to place a cylinder at 180 degrees, right? So I have placed a cylinder at 180 degrees. Now, how is it going to work? The cylinder is of power minus 2 diopter cylinder. It will have 0 power at its axis and it's going to gradually increase while going to its meridian. Now we have minus 2 diopter cylinder, minus 2 we will have 58. So the eye has become emetropic at this point as well. I have neutralized both of the points. Now at this point it will have minus 1. So 59 has become 58, right? Now what? So all of these meridians are now neutralized and the eye has become emetropic. And this was the concept of mixed astigmatism. You got it? So this was all for today. I hope I have made everything clear and thank you so much for watching my videos. If you like my videos, give a like and subscribe. Until then, take care of yourself.